Sibling ties, family, and friends. Y'all know what it is, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend that we are back again, man. Yeah, I mean, this time I'm a little solo dolo. It's just me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what it is, though. I'm not gonna lie, man. This topic of discussion that we were going into about being pregnant while dealing with depression was very hard for us to get into, and because the information is so scarce. But instead of me taking the easy route and trying to just expedite going through this topic and trying to get to the next one, I really dove and dove in and dove in and dove in and dove in. And actually, this right here is it's some information I found from another YouTuber. Her name is Tatum Hosea. And I'm not even gonna say anymore, man, because she touched on a lot of things that me and my little sister didn't think about. She, had a lot of helpful points that she went through because of her being depressed while she was pregnant. That maybe it's gonna help y'all out. So just gonna let y'all know, just because it's taking us a long time to figure out the information to help y'all, we not gonna stop. We just gonna find the right people to put us in the position to help y'all. So that's what we're here for. That's what we're gonna do. So without further ado, I'm gonna, let y'all see this little brief video that Tatum Hosea put up, and I'll be back when it's finished. Should be right there.
Last video, it was a pregnancy vlog. I think that video took me all the way up until I was about 17 weeks. If you follow me on Instagram, you would know that I did lose that baby at about 20 weeks. So I'm no longer pregnant. I've gotten past the depression that I was in, and I'm not ready to make a video on like what happened and stuff like that yet, but I do want to touch on antepartum depression, or depression during pregnancy. Okay, so I'll just get right into it. I got pregnant June 1st or 2nd or something like that. Almost right away, within the month of June, I knew something was up emotionally. I've never been a sad person. I've always been pretty upbeat and very clear-minded. Never ever experienced any type of depression before, nothing even close to it. And then all of a sudden, just intense feelings of sadness and weird, I felt, the only word I can think to describe it is sorrow, and I had no idea why. Why, there was absolutely no reason, right? So I knew something was up, and obviously I just thought it was hormones, duh, I'm pregnant. And for a while I just kind of took it as I'm so dramatic and so emotional and I need to get over it. I started looking into it, and then that's kind of when I realized it actually was depression. There was just full days where I just, hold on. There was just full days where I spent laying down on the couch, it would be 1 p.m. and I'd realize my kids hadn't even eaten yet that day. Well, okay, it's just gonna be that kind of video, I guess. Whatever. Okay, so full days I'd spend just so sad and so, you just can't, feel no reason to do anything but just lay there. I haven't felt that type of sadness even when, there have been deaths and stuff, really traumatic things. I felt worse during this depression than I had even in those times in my life. I also felt really, sorry, I'm trying to dry my eyeballs. I also felt really slow, life was moving so, I don't know, I can't explain it. I wrote down the symptoms that I felt just so I could remember them, and just slow. I just felt slow, physically, mentally, everything was just slow. I can't really explain it any other way. The other symptoms I had, I was so sleepy. I just felt like I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't get off the couch. No matter how early I would go to bed, I would just wake up at noon. I'd hear my kids get up and then go downstairs and go play while they're just waiting for me, and I'd just be in bed. It was just really bad. And then I'd take 2 or 3 naps during the day. I'd just fall asleep. I'd just be laying there, and then I'd wake up and it would be dark outside. And then on top of that, I was sick because I was pregnant, and I was very nauseous. Not to the point that I would throw up. If you watched my pregnancy vlog, I kind of talked about how sick I was, and really nothing would help. So that just added to it. That's probably, again, why I felt the need to sleep all the time, because I did feel better when I was laying down closing my eyes. But so all these things just kind of on top of each other. It was a really, really rough time. It got so bad to where I had to pull Jace out of kindergarten. He started school in the end of August. He was only in school for like 2 weeks before I just realized I couldn't. Getting him there on time for one thing, and then getting schoolwork done, and he had to wear a uniform. It was just so overwhelming on top of all of these things that I had going on. Like, I had to pull him out. That was a really, really low point for me. Actually walking into his school and withdrawing him, I felt like such a failure. Like, his school only allowed for 9 absences for the whole year before they asked you to find a new school. I guess there's just a big waiting list, you know, and so they don't want kids who are going to miss all the time. We had already missed like 4 days because my son had an accident over Labor Day weekend where he fell in a fire pit. It was bad. So he missed already 4 days in the first 2 weeks of school. And I knew that over the course of the pregnancy, I obviously thought that the pregnancy would last until February. I just knew that he would miss school. I did not want him to make like these best friends and start to love school so much, and then I'd have to pull him out and switch schools because me as a parent couldn't snap out of this depression and just get him to school. So I pulled him out. We have been homeschooling now since then, and it's actually awesome. I just wanted to share that to show you how everybody's in my household's lives were pretty greatly affected by by this antepartum depression. So yeah, it did get to that point. There would be, when my husband went out of town, I remember there was a period of 3 days where me and my 2 boys did not leave the house. Like, that makes me so sad to think that they were cooped up here, just watching movies and playing with toys and eating whatever food we happened to have here. Like, because I couldn't function as a mom, as a human. Another thing that happened was this insane amount of hair loss. I have always had a lot of hair, and out of nowhere over the past like I would say from starting in maybe July and even still now, I have had this weird amount of hair loss, and it honestly scared me. I looked into it. I didn't see many things on hair loss caused by depression, but hair loss can be caused by stress. Obviously, there was crazy amounts of stress that came with the depression and the sickness and the pregnancy, just everything. So obviously I was very stressed. So I don't know if the hair loss was a direct cause of the depression, but I mean, I've never had hair loss before, I've never had depression before, and all of a sudden they both hit at once. So I kind of chalk it up to the depression, and I blame that. I need to get my hair redone, but I'm like scared to go get it done because I feel like any more damage and it'd all just come out. Like, when I would part my hair, you'd never be able to see through to my scalp like you can all through these areas. Like, so it's so weird to just like look at my head and see my scalp, because you probably won't be able to tell. Oh, maybe there. I just felt like that was confirmation that it's way more than just a mental thing, you know, that it's having physical side effects. That was a huge bummer, but it's whatever, you know. Something I maybe could have looked into more was actually talking to my doctor and seeing what options I had, like medications wise. I know there's always side effects of things, so I was just kind of wary about that. I didn't want to mess with it, really. I don't wish I would have gotten medicated for it, but I kind of wish I knew what difference it would have made, you know. Looking back on it now, there's all these things I wish I could have done, like just gotten up out of bed and made breakfast, lunch, and dinner and done fun things with my kids and I don't know, just been a better mother, a better wife. But in the moment, in the moment, there's just this overwhelming feeling that you can't. The only people who will understand what I'm talking about are people who've experienced it. I am the ugliest crier, so I'm trying to really hold it in because it's like really ugly. I can look back now and wish that I would have just snapped myself out of it, like slapped myself in the face and just been there mentally for my kids, my husband. So it's really hard for me to accept the fact that that's just how depression works. There's nothing like the feeling of when you're actually in like engulfed in this depression. I keep thinking, why didn't I just get up? Why didn't I just like fake it till I make it, you know? But it's just not how it works. And that's really all I can do to explain it. I'm going to talk about now about the things that I did. And I only started doing this at like 18 weeks. So I really only had like 2 weeks before I lost the baby. So I only had like 2 weeks of these, of practicing these things that really did help the depression. But for those 2 weeks, it was amazing, like the differences that they made. So I'll just get into that now. This is just things that I did. I just looked online, like what you can do. So you could just type it in, like depression and how to help, you know. The number one thing that I saw online was exercise. And I was just like, for real, because that has been such a struggle. Like my weight has been like the biggest struggle for me. So obviously I needed to exercise, but when I was that sleepy and sad and sick, it was hard, you know, to just be like, okay, well, I'm going to go do my 30-minute jog outside. Like, it just wasn't happening. I remember it was a Monday when I decided to start this. And that Monday, I was staying at my mom's house because my husband was out of town, and she's got this, it's like a Stairmaster, a stair climber, and an elliptical in one. I did that for 30 minutes that morning, and I was just like, it wasn't hard. The kids were just playing. It wasn't hard. I just made myself do it. And I cannot explain to you this feeling of relief that I had the rest of the day. It was like, I felt almost normal. And it was just like, really? I was almost mad, like that's all it took. Just move my body for like 30 minutes and I can feel normal again. And so I wasn't sure if that was all just in my mind. We all know exercising makes you feel better. But there's a science behind it. I could have looked it up before I started filming, but I didn't. But something about the endorphins that are released when you exercise and you get your heart rate up, something about that helps balance out something up here. I don't know. You can look it up. I could have just been totally wrong. But it seriously worked. So I did it again, and I did it the entire week, Monday through Saturday. And every day I felt almost normal. I would still have little breakdowns during the day were better than what it had been. For the first 17, 18 weeks, I guess, of that pregnancy, I would just cry by myself in my bed for just hours. Like, why? Like, what a waste of my life. But I just honestly felt like there was nothing I could do. So Monday through Saturday, I exercised every morning. Sometimes it was only 15 minutes, but it was exercise, okay? It was way better than nothing. 15, 20 minutes, and even that helped my day. Come to Sunday. Sunday is my day of rest, and I was like, okay, I'll be fine. That Sunday, it was just like a flood of it all just came back. Just the sadness again, this sorrow and slow, I can't explain it, but it just came rushing back. And that's right then is when I knew that the exercise thing was no joke. Try it. If you are feeling depressed, go get your heart rate up for half an hour and see if it does for you what it did for me. Dang it, I don't know where that just cut off, but I was having a full-on heart-to-heart, and then I looked and it wasn't recording, so that's cool. So I think I left off on the fact that I wish I would have talked to someone. I feel like just telling my husband and my parents and my doctor and even telling my kids, I really wish I would have told them what was going on, I feel like I wouldn't have felt so self-conscious about the fact that on the outside, people looking at me, I just looked like a horrible mom. Or that's how I felt, you know? I wish I would have talked to someone so that I could have been more comfortable with the knowledge that they understood what was going on. Ew, I can't cry. Ew. Okay. If I would have just had that knowledge that they knew what was happening, I feel like I would have done a lot better emotionally, because that really did take a toll on me. Besides talking to my husband and my parents briefly, like I didn't mention it. I didn't go into any detail. All I would say was I was sad. I did turn to prayer a lot, like a lot, so much. I'm just trying to say that if you have nobody to talk to, even though I did, me as a person, I just like refuse to talk to people about anything. I don't know why. I did turn to prayer, and that I think helped me daily, like hourly, when I would need it. If you can't open up to people, or you don't have anyone to open up to, I just hope you can turn to whoever or whatever it is that you believe in and talk to them. Because I prayed, and oh my gosh, I didn't want to turn it into that type of video, but that really, really did help me. So, I mean, I just wanted to cover all the things that I did. So those are the things that I did to help. I exercised, I got a good sleeping schedule, and I prayed a whole lot. And if you aren't the type of person who prays, just talk to someone. Get it out there to someone who you trust and can confide in, because it lifts a little bit of the sadness when you talk to somebody, whether it be a person, a loved one, or to God, or whoever, whatever. Okay. All right. Well, this was that kind of video, I guess. I'm taking my kids to go see the movie Trolls right now, so let me fix all of this redness. I'm curious to know if any of you have ever experienced depression during pregnancy. I don't know, it's just, I wonder how many women it affects, because I don't know anybody who has been depressed during pregnancy, and this was my 6th pregnancy, and I'd never felt it in my other 5. I was completely taken off guard, had no idea how to handle it, so hopefully this video helped some of you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys learned something, or hope it helped somebody out there. So thank you. Bye.
Times I'm back, man. Listen, I hope y'all enjoyed that message that she left with us. One of the things that resonated with me that she said is that it helped her out, that if you go through this, it's best to talk to somebody. So I wanted to leave you guys with a text number that you can text, and all you have to do is text home. It should be coming across the bottom of the screen. You text home, and then you'll get hit with a crisis representative to help you through anything you go through. Or you can contact us, me and my little sister. You can leave a comment here. It doesn't matter if you deal with depression and you're pregnant, deal with depression anyway. Any area, any phase of depression you wanted to talk to us about, we're here to talk to you about. We also have a Facebook group, a very fast growing Facebook group that you can find us is lowercase de, uppercase PRESSION. Man, so those are the ways you can reach out to us. That's the way that you can get your help. If you want help, you want to talk, I'm always up and always available to conversate and talk. You know what I'm saying? Until next time, Siblings House family, live, love, life. I love y'all. Peace.